Morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm very good. How are you?
I am good. I'm good.
Good.
Let's have a catch up.
Yeah, you have to excuse me this morning. I'm all no frills.
No
I've literally
frills.
no frills. I've literally come straight from the gym.
Love it.
Scrambled egg on toast and here I am recording a podcast. There we
That is
go.
a good Monday morning.
Yeah. It was a proper tap into do the things that make you feel better, even when you don't feel like doing them. This morning I was like, oh, it's really cold outside. And yeah, I really had to just dig deep this morning, but I was like, I'm doing it. I'd set
Love
my
it.
intention last night. I was like, I'm going to the gym this morning at 8:30. I was prepared, got up early, got ahead, got the kids ready for school, ticked a load of boxes. Like, right, Mark, I'm officially handing over to you. I've
Yeah.
done my bit. I'm tagging out. It's 8:10 and walked down
Love
to the gym
it.
and yeah, put a little motivational 10-minute kind of morning boost in my ears just on
Loved that.
Spotify. I literally went onto Spotify this morning. I was like, what should I don't want to consume on the way to the gym. I don't want to be
Yeah.
learning. I was like, it's too much. I just want to switch off, but I kind of want to just have a bit of a kind of just G me up get into the zone for the gym. So I
Yeah.
literally put in Spotify morning motivation. Oh, there it was. This little 10-minute.
You shared this with me and let's share it in
Yeah,
the show notes because that was a great one, actually. It was
it was,
really,
wasn't it?
like you say, it was just what you needed to hear on a Monday morning, kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah, keep going. Let's do
Got
this.
yeah, just got me in the right mindset and the right frame of mind. And it's got Matthew, I can never say his name correctly. Matthew McCoffney, I'm gonna say. Is that right? No, is that not right at all?
Did you just say Matthew McCoffey?
McCoffney. McCoffney. I don't know.
McConaughey.
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 McC-
Matthew McConaughey.
It's Matthew, isn't it? No,
Yeah,
is
it's
it
Matthew.
Michael? It's Matthew
No, it does
McCo
not sound right,
Matthew
even
Mc-
in my head.
no, Matthew McConaughey. We'll do that. Who's on it? He's
I
like
love his voice.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
really yeah. So
So
he's got a little
calming and
snippet.
soothing. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do that.
Mm. Yeah, it's interesting. He was like, it's probably like a 60-second snippet of him and just being a really established actor and
Mm.
from the outside, like, wow, you're doing everything, but it's this little, like, 60-second extract from him is like how he just wasn't, and
Yeah.
he's changing course on that. So yeah, well, we'll pop it in the show notes. It's a good boost.
Yes,
It's a good morning
definitely.
boost.
So you're feeling
Yeah,
good?
I am. Yeah, I'm feeling really good.
Love it.
I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling pumped, but I'm also feeling super chill and super calm. I'm reading a book at the moment called, I'm not really sure if I really understand what I'm reading yet. However, the premise of this book is that right, first of all, let's step back. It's called The Presence Process. It's a journey into present moment awareness. Okay. And I'm not very far in. I'm probably, I don't know, handful of pages in. And it says about how um it's kind of almost okay if you don't understand it. It's yeah, it's quite a deep read,
Hmm.
and it feels a little bit complex at the moment. So I'm definitely having to do that horrible thing where you read the paragraph about 6 times,
Oh
and then I'm like,
yeah. Yeah.
oh, now the words don't even make sense
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, no, that
So I'm
feeling.
just taking my time with it,
Mm-mm.
but I've got to a bit now where it's starting to talk about it's a 10. I didn't really realize what it was or what I was reading, but it's just started to say that it's a 10-week journey made up of
Oh.
obviously 10 weeks. And there's something you do. It, I'm not explaining this very well. 10-week journey, and obviously there's 7 days in a week. So there's 10 parts of the journey. So each 7 days is a thing. I'm not sure what this thing is yet. What I'm
Okay.
doing, this is just makes no sense whatsoever, does it? But the first thing I'm starting with, and I haven't got there yet, but it's telling me I'm about to start, is consciously consciously something breathing. It's about breath work or a type of
Oh.
breakfast. Consciously connected breathing. There we go.
Mm.
Consciously connected breathing. And it's all about, from what I understand so far, although it says it's okay if you don't understand,
Yeah.
um, just it's definitely tapping into choosing between reacting and responding in life, and
Hmm.
choosing this response and getting yourself away from sort of struggles and emotions related to the past, and like not dwelling but kind of living in the past or fearing the
Yeah.
future. It's kind of like we like,
Mm.
it's referred to us as leapfrogging over the present, constantly leapfrogging between these
That's so
two.
true, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'll keep you updated, guys.
I was going to say, I feel like we need little weekly updates on this
Yeah,
book to
yeah, that's great
understand it.
actually. I will, I
Yeah.
will keep you updated, because at first, when I first started reading, as with all the books that we both read, we like to share our findings in the membership, don't we, in the club?
Yeah.
And any tools or insights or knowledge that we gain. And I was like, I'm geared up for this. This is another one I can share. But actually, it says the guy that has written it has designed it that it's a really personal journey. And he, at one point, he was going to create like facilitators, so people that could go out there and teach the presence process. But he decided not to. And it's not something that you
Ah,
necessarily share in that way that you can get somebody to do per se. It's
right.
a real personal journey that you go through as an individual through reading the book. So yeah, I hope I'm
That
creating
sounds.
some intrigue
I
here,
know.
but I'm really
I'm like,
intrigued.
what?
I'm really captivated in it. So
Yeah.
anyway, the reason for me even sharing that was to say I'm feeling really pumped from going to the gym,
Yeah.
but I'm also feeling super calm. And I don't know if it's the effects of this book already, where I'm just like,
Yeah.
now is the time, now is the moment. And I'll wrap up. Not. We'll move on to you in a second, because I'm just
Sorry. No, no, that's it.
it got me thinking about, I have this this picture framed at this piece of text frame, that it's actually something Mark and I had at our wedding. So we got married in this lovely venue. It was like outdoor space, and we were so fortunate with the weather on the day. It was gorgeous sunshine. There was this beautiful big willow tree, and we hung like picture frames and stuff in the
Oh,
tree.
nice.
And one of the quotes that we hung was, "Be happy for this moment. This moment is your life." And we've got it framed in the spare room. And reading this book, I pinged my vision pinged to this frame. It's like, yeah, be happy for this moment, because
Yeah.
this moment is our life. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, not in 2 hours, like right now. So,
Oh,
how
just
about going so deep for a Monday
I know.
morning, guys?
I'm loving it. Do you know, there was a quote though that I'm going to read it just so I get it right that I found this morning that said, in between goals is a thing called life that has to be lived and enjoyed.
There you go.
And I was just like, that's so true. Because with goals, obviously you are focusing on them because you want to
Mm,
get there. But it's a really tricky process of actually going, yeah, I want to get there, but equally, this is now and this is my
yeah.
life. Like, that's not my life. Like, this
No,
is my life right here.
no.
I've got to live this part to get there. Otherwise, when I get there, I'm going to be like, oh my God, where did my life go?
Yeah. And it's really interesting. And that's what I'm really looking forward to on this journey, and this, like, this, where
Yeah.
this book's going to take me, because I'm a really driven person. I'm really ambitious, and I do set goals, and I do visualize, and I do dream
Mm,
about what I would like to create for my life. So I'm intrigued to see where that's going to go in response to, like, just permanently living in the present moment, and whether
yeah.
it's something that we just come back to, or I wonder if
Yeah.
it's what their view is on dreaming and goals. And
That would be really
yeah, it's quite interesting
interesting.
to find
Yeah.
out. So yeah, watch this space, guys. I'll
Oh,
give us
I'm
a little
excited for you to
weekly.
read this book. I
Yeah.
want to know more. Although if
Yeah.
it's a personal journey, I might have to get it
Yeah,
myself as well.
absolutely, absolutely. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's me. That's quite a bit for a Monday
I love
morning,
it though.
isn't it?
Yeah. That is
So
brilliant.
yeah, so feeling super super calm, and just, yeah, and stepping into big big trust right now. Just,
Yeah.
it's all unfolding, and the universe has a plan, and let's go with it. See what
Yeah.
happens.
Love it.
So how are you?
Love this Monday morning cat. I'm like,
Yeah, I know. Hello,
I'm
where's she
feeling the
come
chill
from?
vibes. I'm
Where
like,
has she come from?
hello.
Great, this book's working. This book's working. So how are you, lovely? How
I
are you?
I am good, thank you. I'm doing all right. I got up this morning, I must admit, not quite as early as half an hour. I did snooze this morning.
Yeah.
But 6:30, I was up. And I wanted to get back into a bit of fitness. So I did 20 squats whilst the kettle boiled.
Yes.
Something.
It is. It absolutely is.
Yeah. And I was like, right, tick, done that. And the other things that I wanted to do was I wanted to do a meditation. There's one that I'm really loving at the moment, which is tuning into the universe, which really just takes you into just a calm space. And I don't know, can't even explain it, but just kind of, even there's one part of it. that I always forget about. And it's like, why did you come here? Why did you pick that? Because that's your intention for the day. And I find it really interesting because I figure out why do I know I need to listen to this?
Oh, I
And
like
then that's
that.
my really natural intention for the day. And I'm like, I've been feeling quite foggy this weekend. I'm like, I want to feel clear and I want to feel grateful. So it kind of just, I don't know, it's a weird way of me going, oh yeah, that is my intention. Like that's the reason that I came here is the intention I want for the week ahead or the day ahead.
Yeah.
Um, so
I
that's
love that.
yeah, so I did that. And then I did a bit of journaling to get clear, shift
Oh,
through some stuff. And I really did. I really did get clear this morning. And that was what I was going to share. Um, because in the club, we speak about this a lot, don't we? That it's our thoughts that create our feelings. It's our feelings that then create our actions, and it's our actions that then get the results. And for years before knowing that, I absolutely only tapped as far as my feelings. And it was those feelings that led my actions and results. And I never thought about the thoughts.
yeah.
Don't think about the thoughts.
Mm.
And I got to the bottom of a thought today. There was I listened to a little learning from Gabby Bernstein yesterday, and she was saying that when you get on these kind of negative spirals, you know, when you're like, when sometimes you're just in that zone where you're just like, nothing's getting me out of this. I'm just struggling,
Yeah.
struggling to get that head into the positivity or
Yeah.
into, you know, that good space again, which happens to us all. She was like, you've got to go back to that thought and you've got to find out what was the trigger of that.
Okay. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, which I've heard
Yeah.
this before. And I was like, you know, and sometimes you need to hear it in the right moment as well to take it
yes.
on. So I feel
Yes.
this is a new tool for my toolkit.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So I was like, I went back and I thought, God, I was doing all right. And I actually looked in my journal. I was like, I was doing all right on Friday. And then my husband went away, which I was really happy that he went and he was going to have a lovely time. But something that triggered me. There was a thought
Okay.
in that space, and I wrote it down. And this is taking radical responsibility for myself. I never get to go anywhere.
Okay. That was the thought,
And
and that was I can only imagine sparking a lot.
yeah, I was like
Yeah.
trapped,
Yeah.
powerless. Ugh, I'm just at home.
And it's
And that's,
interesting. Sorry, I don't know if I
yeah,
don't know if you do this or if it's just me, but do you ever find repetition pops in? Like you've got that
yes,
thought and you're hooked on it, man. And it's like, I'm going to
yes,
do everything to make this thought so strong. Like,
yes,
I never
yeah,
get to go anywhere. I never get to go anywhere. I never get to go anywhere. I
yeah,
never get to do anything. I never get to do anything. Like, and you
yeah.
just really let, yeah. Sorry,
I,
carry on.
no,
Just thought,
I
yeah,
was,
didn't know if that was just me or if like if anybody else does
yeah,
that.
absolutely. Well, all weekend I was just like feeling meh, like
Mm,
just like oh, like, and then I was trying to find like reasons or excuses for feeling that. I was trying to find evidence for that. I was like, I need to get myself aware. I need to do this. I need to do that. And I was like, no, I've woken up today, wanted to get clear, wanted to just figure it out a little bit more, and it was going one step further. What was the thought that just triggered that? Because it was like a snowball, and that was a thought, and that's come back from having the girls and being obviously as mums we are a little bit more the primary
yeah,
care person, aren't we?
yeah,
That, you know, for a little while you're not, it's not easy to go anywhere. And I remember with the girls, like going out for a drink was quite hard. They were really quite clingy in the beginning, and it was a lot. Like I found it quite hard to just be
yeah,
in all the time. And like even going out, like you'd get back and it'd be tears, and I'd be like, oh, I just need a bit of space. So I kind of took that back to then. And that is a thought that's not true.
mm-hmm.
Like, what was it again? I never get to go anywhere. I get to go places.
Yeah,
I can choose where I want to go. I haven't been anywhere recently. In addressing this, I kind of thought, you know what? No, I do need a bit of time for me, because I kind of addressed that any time for me has been in the house and Dale's taken the girls out. So I've just done housework and I've just done a lot. I've not really had that zen time of
mm.
actually being out of the house, doing something that I enjoy, that then I come back and feel good again. Do you know, like that kind of
Yeah, and it's like, excuse me, sorry, it's almost like having to physically remove yourself from the environment to be able to do
Yeah.
that, because like you just said, like staying at home, that's great. And Dale's took the kids out, amazing. But because you're there, you've gone to the tidying up, the washing up,
Yeah.
the, whatever it is, the house
Mm.
chores. But if you're not there, you can't. So
Yeah.
it's removing yourself, I suppose, from that environment. And but I just take a moment really just to really, I don't know, tap into that process you've gone through and sort of like dig in for why you're feeling that way. You felt meh
Yeah.
the weekend and you've not gone, you've not just sat on it. You've dug to find out
Yeah.
why, and you've discovered that thought. And
And this is what was quite interesting because I thought, God, next time I'll know that that's because that was essentially a trigger, wasn't it, of mine that
mm,
Dale's going to go out. And like, I want him to have a good time. And this is the
yeah,
thing, because then you're in this turmoil of like, I know you deserve, and you like go and have a lovely time. I'm really blooming annoyed
yeah,
sometimes. And it was like this internal battle. And knowing that now, I might not get it right. I'm not going to be all like hunky dory maybe next time. I don't know what that's going to look like. But knowing that that's the process that my mind went through
mm.
makes me feel so much more powerful than sat in that. I've had that thought that's then created this snowball of feelings.
Do you think it's because it's do you think it's because it's allowed you to see a need that you have that isn't being fulfilled,
Hmm.
i.e., some space for you, some time for you,
Yeah,
doing something for you, by you, on your own, that kind of
yeah.
thing?
And in radical responsibility, the only person that's going to get that for me is me.
Mm.
Like, and I think I'm in this turmoil at the not turmoil. That's quite intense, but in where because we've been on this alcohol-free journey,
Yeah.
I'm a bit like, what does that look like and feel like right now? Because what it
Mm.
would have looked like before would have been to go on a night out or go on a weekend like Dale's just been and go and have a good few drinks and get silly. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that because I might still do that in future or, it might still be on the cards. But at this moment in time, I'm a bit like, what does that look like again for me? What is that switch off me time that I really need? And again, in taking responsibility, I've got to just find that out for myself. And I've discovered locally that there's like this lake swim that you can go at like 7:30 in the morning. I know it's winter.
Mm.
Go and do breath work and cold water swimming. And it's things like that I really want to do. But I won't lie, it's going to take a push because it's something different and it's something that scares me a bit. And it might be something that I just have to do on my own to go and meet new people in that space.
Yeah. And what's exciting about that is, yes, it is scary, and yes, it is a push. And
Yeah.
my golly, it would be a push for me going into the water in the winter. I'm not sure how much growth I really want in life of him. No, I do get it. I do really get it.
Yeah.
Um, but there's a choice, isn't there? You do it and you find out if it's a great thing,
Yeah.
or you don't do it and you never know. And what I always,
Mm,
that tipping point for me is like, it could be amazing.
yeah.
It
Oh,
could
I
be
like
not.
that.
It's
Yeah.
and that is a perspective, isn't it? It's like,
Mm,
oh, it could be really scary, and I don't know many people, and what if I don't like it? It's that what if? It's that what if? What if it's frigging amazing and it's the best thing I've ever done? And
yeah.
every month I'm there,
Yeah.
7:30 in the morning, and it's like, just when you do new things, it's that shit, it's that pivot in that what if, flip that what if to like, what if it could just be the best thing ever?
Yeah.
What if I meet somebody that the universe has like popped us there,
Yeah.
like we did in
Yeah.
that Zoom call? Um, because we're never too late. We're never too old, and it's never too late to connect with other
No.
people, is it?
No. And this is what I kind of realized over the weekend as well. And I know I got a little bit upset speaking to you yesterday, didn't I, when I was just in this space? And
Yeah,
that's okay to voice as well. Like on this
yeah,
journey, it is uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. And
yeah.
that's the process that we're going through. It is not an easy journey, but is it worthwhile? Absolutely.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I know and love myself so much more than I did. And I just kind of voiced to
Understand
you, didn't I? That
yourself.
I just felt like,
Sorry,
oh, sorry, what did you say?
sorry. Understand yourself more.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah,
In loving and
and
accepting
understanding.
and understanding. Yeah. So
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, you voiced to me.
But I just kind of, I was just feeling, I think at the moment, a little bit lonely in where I'm at and a bit just, I've got myself here and I don't know, just a little, and this is part of growth because
Mm,
I have wonderful friends and family around me and I love them all absolutely, like, they're all amazing. But because I've got to this space and the drinking thing is a big one because it's a change in, how life as I knew it really. It's then about having this other element where you're like, do you know what? You can go out and meet people who are also on that same journey to really continue that influence that I want to have, like to continue growth in that area and not just go back to what I knew because I know I want to be here.
mm,
I really know that I want to be here. But it is a bit of a lonely space to be in if
yeah.
you've got yourself there and you're like, oh, what next? And I
Yeah.
think I'm just in this really in between space, but equally this really exciting space because I'm really finding out what I want my life to look and feel like, and I'm getting there. And it's about not letting these things knock us, isn't it? And like actually seeing it as growth, seeing it as why has this come up? And as much as this weekend I have felt a bit like I've had lovely moments, really lovely moments with the girls and Denzel and little Wiggles, our little hamster. Um, but yeah, I've needed this weekend and it's felt a lot, but almost I've come out of the other side and gone,
Mm,
yeah, this is clearing again.
mm.
Um, yeah.
It's really interesting you've discovered that because I can really, really, really relate to the feeling lonely
Mm,
on that journey or on this journey of personal growth, self-development, getting to know yourself better, building a better relationship with yourself, however we want to label it. Um, and you said, that you love it because you just getting to figure out what it is you want in life
yeah.
and also who you are and this journey back to your
Mm,
authentic self and just rediscovering her again, that little girl that's never left, that is
yeah.
inside. And that is so, so, so exciting. However, it can feel really lonely. And I remember when I first was introduced to the whole idea of like inner work and discovering who you are and what you want in life. And I was like 23, 24 maybe.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, it was like I was so woo woo and I was talking weird stuff and I was so alone. Like, oh, I felt, so alone. And like you said, I have incredible support around me and family and friends. I absolutely do. But when you're going on your own personal growth journey, there absolutely are times when you're just like, who do I talk to about this? Like, who's
Yeah.
going to get me? And we said, didn't we, yesterday, that we're just so grateful that we have each other to be able to talk
Yeah.
to in this way. And that's why what we just said about never feeling like it's too late or you're too old to make new friendships and connections. Just because you haven't known someone since school doesn't mean you can't. Like, we weren't in each other's lives just under 2 years ago. Now we speak to each other a lot. Like, Mark and Dale are convinced that like we're just living
Yeah.
in each other's homes because
It's
yeah,
just our voices
we
pinging
should
about
it's
everywhere.
just our voice notes. Like, Mark's like, I hear Charlotte's voice more than I hear yours, Kat, on a daily basis. So we speak to each other a lot, and I couldn't imagine not having you in my life. But I didn't know that 2 years ago. I was going to
No.
meet someone who I connected on a different level with, and this is not dismissing other relationships. I have some wonderful relationships with family and
Yeah.
friends,
Hmm.
absolutely. And this is just the magic of the club and the membership,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's just being able to tip up as yourself, peeling back your layers, no shoulds, no talking how
No.
you think you should or saying what you think you should, and being absolutely accepted and loved and just celebrated for all
Yeah.
of that. And I
And it's
know
a,
sorry, I know we're kind of like, we're obviously wanting to share more about what we do in the membership and the actual things that we do, but we've been having conversations recently, haven't we, about how this community of women coming together is like, you've said before in the past, sometimes it didn't feel like this idea of us just wasn't enough, bringing women together, that's not enough. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely everything.
It
Isn't
is.
it? And we say like it's new friendships and connections on a almost like with a foundation of a different sort of level. Like your foundation is built, these friendships and connections are built on love, empathy, compassion, trust,
Just
non-judgment,
and lifting each
support,
other, isn't
lifting
it?
each other up, no
Mm,
comparison, no
mm,
competition, no pretense.
yeah.
um Covering all sorts of things today in the
We are,
podcast.
aren't we? I feel like we're yo-yoing, but in such a good way. Like I feel like I've
Yeah,
wanted this kind
connection.
of like just this weekend. Like this is what yeah, this is what
Connection
it's
is
about.
huge, isn't it?
It really is. And I think this is it. Like, and like you said, not feeling like that was enough in the beginning. And we've been on a journey with the club, I think, from when it first opened in October 2021. And we've come back round to that being the core magic. We do so much in the club, like so many different things. We do all personal development, we do wellness, we do, all of this stuff, journaling. But the key, most magical part of the club is it's bringing women together on this level of
Mm,
how it should be, how we all want it to be. And it's
mm,
like a given. When you enter that club, that's what it is. Like,
yeah,
it's only people lifting each other higher. It's
yeah.
only, like you say, love, support, encouragement. And I think when we get that need met, and I know, like I say, that kind of loneliness like has kind of come up again for me, but it's these next levels, and it's talking about this and making that okay. And
Mm,
also like connecting in just different ways with different people. And I think we can just get so not narrow mind. Well, yeah, I suppose narrow, tunnel vision. That's
tunnel
the
vision. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, on our life and how we feel, and that's it. And there is so much choice outside of that tunnel. And it's about, I don't know where this is coming from. It's about peeping out of the tunnel.
Yes, like I'm seeing some sort of like a mole or
Yeah.
something appearing
So
out of some hole.
oh yeah, this is it. It's like a mole. Yeah, we're going under the
Pop
ground
up.
and just getting people, and we're gonna bloom. Like there's
Yeah,
so much above that tunnel, so much choice, so much just more out there for ourselves that we can give to ourselves. And yeah, that is what the club is about. I don't know where the mole came in, but yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna go with that.
And connection, and it's connection not only with others but ourselves. And
Yeah.
this is like we are the autopilot in life. We get up in the morning, we do the same stuff.
Hmm.
And where is that connection with self?
Yeah.
And it's only when we stop and we pause and we breathe and we give ourselves these little moments to reignite and rediscover that connection through raising that awareness of self.
Yeah.
And how do we do that? What does that look like? It can literally start by stopping and just breathing.
Yeah.
Or it could be a 5 minute journal. I know we
Mm.
bang on about journaling a lot, but it's a good place to start, guys. It's a free,
Yeah.
accessible tool. We need pen, paper, and some space for 5 minutes.
Well, that's literally how I've just, it's one paragraph that took me to realize what that thought was.
Yeah.
And that thought, so I watched Stutz at the weekend as well, which I totally recommend, guys, on
Oh,
Netflix, which is the Jonah Hill film with his psychiatrist.
amazing. We'll
And
pop that,
he,
that in the show notes as well, can't
yeah,
we? Yeah.
yeah, we will. And he was talking about the power of journaling and just how that is the way to get into your unconscious mind. Like that thought was an unconscious thought that I was not thinking. I did not know that that was going on underneath the surface. But in journaling, I brought that to the surface. That's the root of what made me feel rubbish.
Mm,
But it wasn't until I put pen to paper. I've been going around in my head all weekend. It wasn't till until I was ready, until I could put pen to paper, that I've gone, what is that? What
Yeah.
detective? Like, what was that trigger? What's made me just get, because I was absolutely fine on Friday and it was literally like a switch.
Yeah. And it is
And
on reflection when we start, isn't it?
yeah,
It's all in hindsight. It's that reflective
mm,
moment. And putting that pen to paper, you just said I was all up in my head. And yes, okay, it still does require thought, putting pen to paper, but it's almost like a bit of breathing space
mm,
to stop those thoughts just whirring and whirring and whirring and
yeah,
repetitive and ruminating. It's actually pause, pen to paper. Come on, what's like,
yeah.
how am I feeling today? What do I need from myself today?
I love that. How am I feeling today? And then I was literally like, I'm very well, thank you, Charlotte. How are you? And I'm like, no, Charlotte, how are you
How are you
really
really?
feeling? Like, I have to do that to go
Yeah,
deeper. And
yeah.
there is no right or wrong, is there, with journaling? And it is
No.
literally, we just, both of us cannot recommend it enough. So we've got a few things to put in the show notes here,
We
haven't we?
have. We
We're
also
going to
have a
put,
free guide to journaling. We can
oh,
pop that in the show notes as
there we
well.
go.
Download that. It's a simple get started guide with some prompts to just kick you off, guys, if you've never journaled before. So we'll pop that in the
Perfect.
show notes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
brilliant. We've got some
And
good
then
stuff.
yeah, there's
Stutz.
Netflix. And then what was the very first thing we said?
Have to listen back.
Listen back.
Your book
The book.
was something else.
And then should we bang in the Gabby Bernstein thing that you listened to, if you could find that again, maybe?
Yeah, I feel like that's on our app. I'll have a little
Okay,
look whether I can
okay,
find it, but I'll at least
okay,
write about that in the show notes, and that
okay,
question of,
super.
yeah, finding out what that root thought is. And
Mm,
what was it? Who said that when you spiral into the negative, find the thought that triggered it?
okay, we can pop that down.
And it is in hindsight.
Yeah. And one thing I'd
Amazing.
just like to say before we wrap is if you are listening to this and you're feeling lonely or disconnected from yourself or others, or just lacking in connection, come and talk to us, because that is absolutely what we are here for.
Mm-hmm.
And it is our mission. This is more than a business. This is a movement, TAGC. And it is our mission to get out there and get as many wonderful women in the world connected to themselves and others. So we're
Yes,
here.
definitely.
DMs are open. Come
They
on, come and
are.
talk.
Always. We love having a chat, don't we? And we're just here for you guys. And we know how much we didn't have that belief in ourselves, and to have gained that is everything. And we always say, if we can go from where we are to this place, you can too. Like,
Yeah,
it literally is a case of just tapping into yourself and giving yourself that love and compassion on a consistent basis, because yeah, we need it. We need it.
mm,
And I think a lot of emotion comes up when we think of that little child inside, doesn't it? And she needs our love.
she
um
does.
yeah. So we're here for you guys, and thank you
Yes.
so much for listening. I've loved this episode, even though it's been
It has, hasn't it? But hey, it's
it
authentic,
is.
Queen.
That's our best excuse, isn't
It
it?
is,
If we're
isn't
like,
it? It
we're like,
really
oh,
is.
it's fine, it's
It's
authentic.
fine.
We're all good. All good.
Great brand.
Yeah.
Amazing. So wishing you a wonderful day, and
Yes.
we'll speak to you soon.
Speak to you soon,
Take
guys.
care.
Bye.
Bye.